Hey everybody, Dylan here from the Tech Dork Times, and today we're talking all about Genshin Impact. We've got a beginner's guide, tips and tricks to help get you started in this new open world action RPG. But if we're just meeting for the first time, then my name's Dylan, and I want to welcome you to the Tech Dork Times, a place for dorks from all walks of life to celebrate gaming, tech, and all things awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by, and let's get into the video. So as always, there are timestamps in the description box below, and we've got our agenda right here. So if you see anything here that you want to jump to, no hard feelings, you can skip to that. But if you're still here, then I just want to do a brief intro to Genshin Impact as a game. Like I said, it's an open world action RPG with gacha mechanics. It's kind of like a Breath of the Wild clone. It got some criticisms for that, but it really is its own distinct game once you load it up and start playing through the game. The big draw of this game is absolutely this massive open world that you can explore for free. That's crazy to me. It's like Breath of the Wild as far as scope of the world, but everything is free. That's pretty cool. On top of that, there's a really cool real-time combat system where you're rotating in and out party members and trying to take advantage of different elemental weaknesses and affinities to maximize your damage output. It's basically like a rock, paper, scissors thing with 7 different iterations of rock, paper, scissors, and it's an absolute blast swapping between things and experimenting with different elements as they react with each other. But there is a bit of controversy, maybe let's say, on top of all of these mechanics because it is a gacha style game, and that sounds kind of scary. Gacha, like gotcha, made you spend money, that's how I remember it. But it really isn't that bad, and so far, I've played the game for probably 15 hours, something like that, and so far I've had no reason or felt no real need to spend any money, and all of the currencies you need to take advantage of the gacha mechanics, you can earn in the game. It just takes a really long time. So that brings me to the next point. I just wanted to give a brief overview of gacha games. Gacha games are toy box, loot box style games where you pay money or pay a currency to put your money into a casino slot machine, basically, and see what comes out. In Genshin Impact, there are a bunch of characters and weapons you can unlock through these slot machines. So you put your currency in, depending on which slot machine it is, you have better chances of getting certain rewards. But overall, the rewards are very hard to get, especially the really good ones. So it's important to know that the house always wins, which is why when I talk about this game and I talk about the wish system, which is what the gacha area is in this game, I'm just going to use that interchangeably with the word casino because I think that's the fairest way to talk about it. I think that's about it for an intro. I've put together 10 beginner tips for you, and then also, if you stick around, I got 4 bonus tips that are a bit more intermediate/advanced, so definitely stick around for those. Let's jump into it. Coming in at number 1, I think, is the most important tip on this list. My only real criticism of this game is that it doesn't necessarily explain to you the sort of mechanics at play here, and there's no warning for anyone who might be susceptible to the sort of gameplay or the sort of gambling that's involved inherently in this game. So, my first tip is, if you're a gambler or you have any addiction issues with spending or gambling, stay far away from this game, or at least know enough about yourself to know if you can handle the temptation of that. The loot box system in this game, the wish system, the casino, as I said, is very, very fun and addictive. So if you are at all inclined to that, then definitely steer clear of it. But if you're not worried about that at all, then we can skip through this one. I just wanted to get that out of the way first because I do think it's the most important one. Know your limit, play within it. That's the expression here where I live. So yeah. Coming in at number 2, I wanted to just talk about the most important progression system in the game, which is adventure rank. There's obviously a lot of progression systems in Genshin Impact, and because it's an RPG, there's a lot of grinding different currencies and different resources and stuff like that. But the most important one is adventure rank. This is your overall account level, think of it that way, and it's the one thing that will gate you to accessing certain quests, certain areas of the map, all kinds of stuff like that. So when it comes to starting out in the game, just focus on progressing through your adventure rank. You actually don't get access to all the features the game has to offer until adventure rank 20. So make sure to get to adventure rank 20 before you really have any opinion on the game because you haven't even seen the whole thing yet. So it's worth sticking around if you're having fun with it, obviously. Don't play it if you hate it, but if you're enjoying it and wondering if you've seen everything, know that you haven't until you hit adventure rank 20. And if you're looking for a really quick way to grind adventure ranks, do quests and pay attention to what the reward is. It'll show you how much adventure rank experience you're going to get per quest. Prioritize quests with really high adventure rank experience, and you will be on your way in no time. Number 3 is your mailbox. This is something that could easily go unnoticed. I know I kind of missed it, and then I realized I had all these rewards piling up. So for those of you that don't know, if you go to the main menu of the game, you can go down, you'll see, if you haven't gone to your mailbox yet, you'll see a little red exclamation mark next to your mailbox. Just click on that, and you'll see a bunch of email type things from the developers offering you all kinds of free rewards. And they're really helpful. They're directly impacting the gacha systems in the game. All of the currency you need to actually do rolls in the casino you're getting all of those resources from the developers in those mailbox letters. So definitely check that out and get everything you can there to give you a huge boost in the early game. Number 4 is checking in on your daily rewards. There's an incentive-based system in this game that if you log in on consecutive days, for up to 7 days, I believe is the max to take advantage of this, you get rewards just by logging in every day. So if you navigate to the compass icon in your short wheel, you can go to one of the panels and it gives you your daily rewards. So just make sure you're checking in there every day, especially for the first 7 days that you're playing, to get all of those rewards and give you another boost. Number 5 is do your commission quests. You get 4 a day and they reset every 24 hours. If you do all 4 every day, you get a bonus reward. So make sure you go to the Adventurers Guild after you've completed all of your commissions for the day, and you will get some cool little bonuses. Those are really great to maximize your free to play if that's how you're playing the game. These are very simple, straightforward quests that you can complete in like 5 minutes each probably. They're usually just go to an area and kill like 6 creatures or whatever. It's not the most exciting quests, but they're a great way to grind adventure rank and all the other resources that you're going to need as you move forward in the game. Number 6 is stamina management. Anything in the game you do other than walking around requires stamina, and you have that nice little handy stamina bar to the right of your character whenever you're sprinting, climbing, swimming, flying, whatever the case may be. You just want to make sure you're keeping an eye on that stamina bar and knowing when you're about to run out. And a little pro tip about stamina management is if you find yourself climbing something and you're getting really high up, but you realize you're not going to make it to the top, and you think, crap, what do I do? The best thing you can do is jump immediately off of whatever you're on and press the attack button. You'll do your plunge attack. So rather than falling and taking a ton of fall damage and potentially dying, you will mitigate most of the damage you take. You'll still probably take a little bit, but that plunge attack will save you from dying 9 times out of 10. You're welcome. Number 7 is related to number 6 in stamina management. If you find yourself running out of stamina a lot, then know that you can go to the statues of the 7, which are the big statues, obviously, that you can worship. And as you level up your statues of the 7, you will get more stamina for your total bar. You'll actually upgrade how much your max stamina is. So if you find yourself just getting tired of running out of stamina all the time, focus on collecting a Nemonucleus or Geonucleus, depending on the region you're in, and offering them to the statues of the 7 and upgrading them to higher and higher levels. That will give you boosts to your overall stamina and mitigate any sort of headaches you might be having from running out of stamina all the time. Number 8 has everything to do with understanding your characters. So as the game starts to open up, you will start with 4 characters. Those are free, but you can unlock more through the gacha systems, which we'll get to in a second. And also there's other ones you can unlock just through playing the game. So once you have more than 4 characters and you start getting introduced to new characters and you want to try them out, if you're feeling a little confused or unsure about how their skills work, you can navigate to the talents panel of your character screen and go over all of the attacks that they have, all the skills they use, and all the extra talents you can unlock for them as you ascend them to higher and higher levels. But focus on the top 3 mentions in the talent screen, the top 3 categories, and those will show you your basic attack, your R2 attack, and your triangle attack to just give you a sense of how all those abilities work and hopefully start jogging your memory and go, oh, maybe there's a cool way to use this attack with another character or vice versa. But yeah, if you're feeling a little confused about your character or just want to understand more about their abilities, definitely navigate to talents and that'll sort you out. Number 9 is explore the world. This should go without saying, but this is a huge open world map and it's so much fun. The best thing about this game is that it's entirely free to just explore. There isn't anything crazy powerful on the map that you're going to run into and get absolutely wiped by. I mean, if you're level 1 and running around, you might run into some level 20s and they might cause you some problems, but you can always run away. But definitely explore the map, unlock waypoints, because that allows a lot of fast travel later on in the game if you just don't feel like running all the way across the map. So that's really great. But also the world is just beautiful and there's so many cool secrets and puzzles to uncover. So just have fun with that and enjoy it. And while you're exploring, make sure to talk to every single person you come across. There are secret quests you can unlock. And also, if you ever talk to someone and you see one of their dialogue options has a treasure chest instead of a speech bubble beside it, make sure to click that because you will get an item from them. So it's worth talking to everyone in case they have something to offer you, and it's just free stuff. Finally, number 10 in this beginner tips and tricks, I wanted to just do a brief overview of the wish system. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. Just make sure when you're using the wish system, if you're doing it for the first time, do the beginner wish banner first. That's the slot machine at the casino that guarantees you a 4-star Noel in your first 10 pulls. And that's really great to just get started and understand the mechanics. Also, on the beginner slot machine, there is a 20% discount, so you're saving 2 of your currency. You're only spending 8 to get 10 pulls. That's a pretty good way to start. And beyond that, if you're looking at trying to roll for certain specific characters or weapons, make sure you're rolling on the right banner. If you navigate through all the banners, it'll show you what is more likely to roll as a result of that banner. The rates are still abysmally low for like 5-star weapons and characters, but it is important to focus on the banner. So for instance, Venti is one of the featured character banners right now. So if you want Venti, make sure you're rolling and pulling from that slot machine at the casino, because that is the place where you have the best chance of unlocking him. But no, also, it is still very unlikely that you're going to get him. Oh, and one more thing, make sure that whenever you're using the wish system and doing pulls from the casino, that you're always doing it in 10 increments instead of one at a time, because if you buy 10 packs, you're guaranteed a 4-star item or higher, but if you're doing singles one at a time, that guarantee disappears. So another little tip to just maximize your chances of getting something good through this system: save up your currency until you have enough to roll 10 at a time. Congratulations if you made it this far. You are now officially an intermediate Genshin Impact player. So let's move on to a few more tips for you, just if you are not satisfied. My first bonus tip is all about leveling. So characters and weapons in this game all require resources to dump into those weapons and characters to boost their levels. So everything you put into a character or a weapon, we're gonna use character as the example here. There are 3 different things you can boost your character's XP with. There's, for purpose of this explanation, a small XP boost book, a medium XP boost book, and a large XP boost book. Make sure that when you're boosting your character, that if you're getting close to max level, which is 20 on your first go, that when you're getting very close to level 20, you aren't overspending XP. This is kind of a hard thing to explain, but basically the common logic would say if you have the large boost XPs, you're just gonna dump those into your character until they hit level 20. And yes, that would be the fastest way to do it, but there is some math involved with this that I'm gonna try to simplify as much as possible. Basically, when you're getting close to level 20, let's say you have 50 XP left till you hit level 20. If you use a large XP boost, and let's say a large XP boost gives you 1,000 XP, if you put that into your character at that point, you're losing 950 XP to that purchase. Because you only had 50 XP left to get to level 20, the rest of that 1,000 XP, which is 950, is now gone. So instead of using a large XP boost for that last little bit to close the distance to level 20, I would recommend using a small or medium or whatever combination makes sense to minimize how much XP you're losing in that transaction. Basically, just make sure that you're minimizing how much XP you lose as you get close to max level so that you're maximizing your use of your resources. Bonus tip number 2 is to make sure to switch characters a lot. In this game, elemental affinities and weaknesses are really important, and also stacking and comboing things together is not only really helpful for maximizing your damage output, it's just really fun. So make sure that when you have a party of 4, you're always swapping between them and experimenting with different elements as they interact with each other. It is the bread and butter of this game. It is so much fun, and it's cool at discovering new things. And when you get new characters and using different skills together and seeing how they affect your battles, it is a blast. Bonus tip number 3 is all about party synergy. So when you're choosing your party, just know that you can navigate to your elemental resonance page to see how your party is affecting your stats. So if you have all different elements for each character in your party, that gives you a different bonus than if you had 2 fire guys in your party, or 2 geo guys in your party, or 2 hydro guys. You get the point. Just look through that list, figure out how you want to build your team. Maybe you want 2 of one type of element and 2 of another type and jam them together. Maybe that's your thing. I don't know, but just keep that in mind as you're building your team and getting more advanced with the game, that these things do have an impact on your overall experience and your playstyle. And finally, bonus tip number 4. This is an important one for when you are finding that you're hitting some sort of damage ceiling or just running into difficulty with any enemies. Artifacts are your best friend, and the best one to make a noticeable difference to your damage is your feather artifact. Feather artifacts have the biggest boost on your attack damage, so keep those in mind. Make sure to keep the same principles in mind as when you're leveling characters and weapons, minimizing your XP loss and all that good stuff. But know that if you're looking for a damage boost, if you're looking for a little bit of an easier time with certain content, your feather artifact is going to make a huge difference to your damage for you and the rest of your party. I should say everyone has their own distinct artifacts, so if you want to boost the damage of your whole team, you're going to need to boost 4 different feathers. So just keep that in mind. That was crazy. 14 tips. I hope that was helpful. This was a bit more of a boom, 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 throwing all this stuff at you. I thought about making like a beginner's guide that was a bit more in-depth than this, but there's just so many systems at play here and so many things to talk about that I figured this was a more helpful way to deliver this content. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of this. Let me know in the comments below if I missed anything, or if you have any questions about any of the tips I've mentioned, if you want me to expand on any of them, or if you want me to do like a larger deep dive video on any of these topics or anything else that I missed. Definitely let me know. But yeah, I highly recommend downloading this game. You have nothing to lose. It's super fun. The exploration is awesome. The combat is bar none. I am having so much fun with the combat and trying out new characters and stuff like that. And for someone like me who loves grindy games and loves progression systems, but not like crazy convoluted ones, this absolutely strikes that itch of an ongoing game where you can continue to upgrade your characters and your gear without feeling encumbered by crazy systems that make no sense. That's about it for this video. If you liked the video, make sure to like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. We post game reviews, game guides, tech reviews, and we're doing a particular focus on Xbox Game Pass to help you maximize your membership. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay dorky.